Hey all, this is Dr. B. This is just a about 4 or 5 minute video to show you how to navigate the course when you get home. Again, a lot of this I'll cover in class, but in case you wanted a refresher or if you're home, you can just follow this video. So the first thing obviously to do is start where it says start here. There's going to be a welcome to genetics, and right here is going to be the video I'm making right now, which is great. How to contact me, there's my email. Allow at least 48 hours, obviously. And you can set up an appointment with me if you need to as well. Next thing down the list is a link to set up for a lot of my lectures. I'll be lecturing some in class, but also a lot of my lectures are online for you to watch and participate in. And so basically, this is free, by the way. You just basically click the link. It's going to send you right here. And if you haven't signed up before, go way up to the right hand corner up here and just hit sign up, and you can sign up with the Google account or anything you want. Again, the best thing to do is just hit sign up with Edpuzzle right here and put your first name, last name, username, password, whatever. And this, of course, will say, by the way, fall 2022 by the time you are here, but the code's the same. So all you do is basically log in there, and you're done. You don't even need to go to any of the videos in Edpuzzle, and I'll talk about that part in a second. So once you've done that, now let's go down here. We can see this link will send you right to the actual syllabus in the college. Tells you exactly what the grading scale is, what you're going to be learning, all that great stuff. The next thing is course policies, and this is pretty important, so I'm going to make this a lot larger. So we can let me do this right there. There we go. And basically, again, this is just a lot of the generalized stuff. As far as textbook, I sent you guys an email. If you are going to be taking genetics and molecular biology, you absolutely want to buy the book from the bookstore, because it comes with a code that is good for literally the whole year. It's good for genetics and molecular biology. And it will give you access to a free ebook. All of the assignments, the quizzes, things like that. So you definitely need that. If you want a paper copy of the book, that's also available as well from the bookstore, although this code comes with an ebook, so that might be okay for you. All right, how you're graded. You can see here you have to pass lecture and lab independently. Lecture here you can see is summative lab reports, exams, Connect assignments, and quizzes. This is a little off line, but it'll be clear when you guys look at it. That's basically everything for lecture. Lab is going to be formative lab assignments, lab documentation, and lab safety. And the difference between formative and summative is summative are much larger lab reports, and the formative are the ones that are much smaller, almost like mini lab activities. So moving down the list, you can read all this. This is really where you want to spend a lot of your time. This is the schedule. You can use this to organize exactly when you're going to be where. You guys will be showing up every Monday and Wednesday for the whole semester, except for any of the days that you see in red. So just to go over one of these, for example, the week of 9/5. 9/5 itself is Labor Day, so you have no class that day. But 9/7 is a Wednesday, and you do. And so this is organized by week. And this is really everything that's the lecture part of what's due. And whether or not I go over all of this stuff in class is irrelevant to the schedule. So I could literally not talk at all about Chapter 2 this whole week, and that still means that your Chapter 2 assignment is due on 8/28. Now, of course, I'm going to talk about it, but this is just here for you to keep track of what is due when, and you can kind of see all the way down the line. It's very organized. And so moving down the line, you can see your first exam is over here. Your first one is going to be Monday the 19th. The second one's going to be Monday the 17th of October, and then the third one's going to be November 24th or 28th. So that's the lecture schedule. The lab schedule is basically this, in essence, the same days covered. I do not have a specific day where like Monday is lecture, Wednesday is lab. The kind of research we do in here, sometimes we'll have to do lab Monday and Wednesday. Sometimes we'll do it neither. It depends on whatever the experiment is. The science calls But we have time available to do lab almost every time we're in class, and that's, in my opinion, the way it should be. So the lab part of it, you can see here exactly what happens every week, exactly when things are. First week will be the intro to the course, micropipetting documentation, and an intro to the first lab. And you can see here that there's a formative micropipetting lab report, not a very long one, and when it's due. So you can see here all the way down the line our activities, and you'll see here that anything in yellow are days we don't meet. These also align with the lecture schedule with the red dates, so it kind of lets you know exactly what we're doing. There's a chance some of these might get bumped up or down if the labs take longer or go quicker than they're supposed to. And again, this is real science, so sometimes they do go slower or faster. But as of right now, this is the schedule, so you can kind of organize your stuff that way. All right, so now that you've seen the schedule, next thing is the learning materials, and this is basically all of the content of the things that would be on the exam. And if we click on here, again, you'll see this will be changed to fall 2022 by the time you click on this. But basically, if you want to know what's on the exam, here it is, and this tells you basically what from each chapter is on the exam. It's not a secret. I don't like secrets. There should be no secret about what's going to be on it. So this is the content. Sometimes I also make a review, like a video review. I might do this, or I might just do it in class. It depends on what how much our time is. But what you will see here is that here's all the chapters. So this looks like a lot of stuff for chapter 2. So and again, just go down the line. First thing here is the PowerPoint that comes with the book, except that I cut it down. This actual PowerPoint, like most from this company, have about 250 slides, anywhere from 100 and 180 to 200 slides. That's way too much, so I cut them down to be the ones of information you're going to actually see. Then I have these things, and what this is this is Edpuzzle lectures that I made, and that's why way up top when I asked you in starting here to sign up for Edpuzzles, since you signed up, it'll automatically open up these activities from here, which is really nice. And what else you'll see is nice is that your name will be right there because you basically have already logged in with me. And what you would just do is hit get started, and you'll see that this looks like a YouTube video, but as I scroll down, you'll see that there's these little dots, and basically these little dots are either assessment questions or they're codes I want to make, and I can also large screen it. And you can see here that down here, of course it's playing, you can't hear it. But once I get to the little first dot, bam, automatically it will go ahead and ask questions. Of course, I'm the teacher, so that's why I'm showing you this one's right. But this is what it'll do, and this is how you will go ahead and do a lot of these. Now, so these puzzle activities are not graded for a grade. They will tell you what you get right and wrong. They're for you to learn. So they are not at all part of your grade book. However, you'd be foolish not to look at them because they're designed to help you specifically for the test. So you would basically go down to then the next one. Here's another one. Then chi-square. Then yet another one that I made on chi-square. So this is all just me kind of going over the activities. So this is how each chapter is organized. All the way down. Then of course you repeat in chapter 3, chapter 4, you get the idea. So that's kind of how it's organized. Now, by the way, you'll see that these are things you can't see. You might not be able to see exam 2 and exam 3 in your view because I didn't open it up for you yet. So I'm showing you kind of like the teacher version, but whatever you can see, you can absolutely access as soon as I remove this little thing right here. And so, apply this to your screen. So you probably are not going to see any information for exam 2 or 3 yet because you don't need to. Then there's information about the lab activities. I will talk about those way more in class, as will I some of the activities and labs that you do. But that is basically the way to organize the work. The last thing you have is, how do you access the quizzes and chapter assignments for McGraw-Hill? Well, the answer is right here. You just literally click here, and all of these, there's your chapter assignments and there's your quizzes. They're all there, and literally the very first time that you access this, if you're like, hey, how do I register? Literally all you have to do is just click on any given assignment, it'll show you something that looks kind of like this, and just hit the button launch, and just you're good to go. The last thing too is that if you're waiting for your code to come in the mail or whatever, there's no excuse to not start your work immediately, because McGraw-Hill gives you a 2-week temporary courtesy code. So you have 2-week access for free as soon as you sign up, to wait for, I don't know, whatever, money to come in from financial aid or whatever else. So you don't need to wait until you have the code to get started. And again, you can buy the code directly from here. You can get into this. It'll access McGraw-Hill. You can use a credit card and buy the access to this course only. So any of you students who are only taking genetics, I don't even know if I have any of you, you can buy this here. If you're going to be taking genetics and molecular biology, please don't do that. Please buy it from the bookstore. It's cheaper. And the reason why is you would have to buy the cost of this code for genetics and then the cost of the code for molecular biology if you bought it independently and through D2L/McGraw-Hill. Or if you buy the one from the bookstore, they're both packaged together for the whole year, and it's about only 60% of the cost of both, so it's much cheaper. All right.